Oh, yes. Hello and welcome. Yes, we're live, as you can probably tell. Yes, so thank you for the host with one viewer who's probably you. So I'm glad that you're watching, that you've brought yourself over from your channel. So, welcome. So, more Trainz today, as you might have already guessed. So, there we go. And it did switch, that's good. You're welcome and thanks. Hi. Yes. Suggestion to add thingy onto the title. Trainzy, buildy, streamy thingy? Maybe. Why do you ask that? Do you think it's just a better title that way? I can change it. I can change it. There you go. Hello, Ms. W, good suggestion. Also, is there piano in the background or is that just the Trainz music? That's just the Trainz main menu music. Trainz, yes. Just thought it would add something. Yes, well there you go. I think it does add something. And something good on top of that. Right, so this is where we ended last stream. I just placed down the forest. I'm not sure if I've placed down all of the grass I wanted to. I think there are still some areas where I need to place some more grass, although I'm not sure. Okay, I'll grab the smaller grass pline and then we'll see if I need any of that. It's the menu music in Trainz. Before they had train sounds arriving and departing at station. Yes. It sounded kind of nice. Yeah, it did. By the way, I can stay for the whole stream. Oh, that's great. It's really nice. I agree with it being nice, but I think I've disabled it. Why? If you think it's nice, do you just not like it, though you think it's nice? Or is it because you were listening to some other audio in the background and you didn't want to hear it on top of that other audio? Oh, very nice. Probably distracting for the stream. No, it's only in the main menu. The Trainz music, it's only in the main menu, so in-game it's not there. Do you find that the most beautiful music comes from video games? I don't think so. I think that a lot of the music from video games is beautiful, probably in large part due to its association. So if there's a really powerful moment in a game, then the music that's playing to that moment, playing with that moment, kind of inherits the emotions of that moment. So kind of like film music as well. Which is why I do think that a lot of video game music and film music is beautiful. I'm not sure about most beautiful. And actually, no, that's not true. I meant more like I don't think that that the most beautiful music I know is from video games. Shreddice, it is nice, but I didn't really see the point. And as far as I know, the music doesn't directly have something to do with Trainz. Well, it's a music that plays in the Trainz main menu, which is a video game about trains, so it does have something to do with trains, actually. So I'd say it depends on the video game. Shreddice, that's very true. I'll post 2 of my favorites on the Discord. Great. Yeah, I'll be happy to have a look at that later. Shreddice, you missed one of my messages. Which one? Hello, Trainz, music, departing. I agree with it being nice. Disabled it, oh very nice. So Trainz, depends on the video game. Never mind. Oh, right, so then I did read it. Wow, 38 new messages. Yeah, well then it's been a while since you were on there. You're not afraid of leeches, are you? Or bridges that look like leeches? Well, if you look through the channels, then you'll see what I mean on Discord. Sure, yeah, because you read Mr. W's first, I thought you might have missed it. Oh, I see. Which section should I post them on? Just the channel. Miss W, you'll be in for a nice surprise. Psst, it's hashtag hash Trainz screenshots. The one you should post the music in is the channel, please. Right. The leech stuff is in there. Yes. I am an illusion. Oh. Well. Hello. Figment of imagination. How was your day today? We'll check it in a bit. Yo. Hello. Yellow guys. No. Hey yo guys. Hey yo guys, yes. What say thou, O mighty illusion? What brings you to this night's broadcast, Slovak Eagle? Probably the mixture of Trainz and conversation, if I had to wager a guess. I say hi and brings me a link. What do you mean by that? I have no idea what you mean by that. Do you mean... What brings you a link? If you type hi in chat, yes, you say hi. Oh, right, I am brought by a link. Oh, right, I see. Just because you said brings, I thought that if you typed hi, it gives you a link to something, which would be a bit strange. Oh, right, yes. I'm glad you're here as well. It's always nice when you're in chat. Right. Forgive me for not comprehending sooner. Oh, mighty illusion, says Kango Fango. Right, so I'm not going to do any more detailing in this little bit over here because this is not finished. Because when I terraform this bit over here, it's going to change what this looks like, or how this looks like. What this looks like is right. Also, no bots tonight. Nice, yes, nice, good. That is nice. Right, so I think maybe a little bit more grass on this side over here. One thing that I just thought of is a few streams ago I was asked when we would likely do the next multiplayer live stream, and I said probably sometime after I finish the lake area, because I like to actually get some progress done on the route before doing another multiplayer live stream, because although multiplayer is a lot of fun, I do only develop this route on stream, so doing multiple live streams after, well, basically in quick succession would not be such a good idea. And I've almost finished this area behind the dam. So when would you like to do another multiplayer live stream, if you want to do another one, Slovak? Post them. Great, nice. We'll have a listen after the stream. Plus an extra for ya. Nice, yes. Another multiplayer? Sure. Anytime during weekends? Yeah. So, right. I mean that's great, because I did move the roller coaster streams from Saturday to Thursday, which means that Trainz is now on Saturday anyways. So, how about we do multiplayer the Saturday after next Saturday? So, because next Saturday it is only a few days away. So I think to give people more time to discover that there is a multiplayer session going to be on, I think it might be good if we announced it 1 week in advance. So maybe if we announced it on Saturday, this coming Saturday, and then did it the Saturday after. What do you think? Oh yeah, I see the Leech Bridge. That is a nice one. I mean, just how I never knew that Trainz generated some bridges like that. I mean, that is just such a nice thing. I was so happy that I found that. Saturday is the next Trainz stream. Yes. Mr. W, what are your opinions on it? Bizarre. Yeah, I kind of agree. Sure, I can do. We need to decide en route. Yes, we do. Yeah, sure, these signals. I mean, it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. Unless this, I mean, if I imagined this as sort of a Scottish Highlands route with these mountains and lakes, then these signals do actually kind of fit a bit better, but not that well. We could do Wensley again. Welney again. Welney? Or maybe Eagleville? Well, Welney takes a lot of time to do anything. Eagleville is more interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to do Eagleville. I mean, I was... a few weeks ago... Well, maybe a few months ago, actually, now at this point. When we talked about my previous routes, Kangofango suggested that I do a kind of reimagined version of my Kutzel Forest Island, which as multiplayer. And if I did do that, I would upload that as freeware as well, because, well, the original is freeware, it's only a very small route. But I doubt that that would be ready in 1 week's time, especially since I don't have... I can't allocate all my time to that. So I think that Eagleville is a good choice, if you're happy with that. Shadows, Wenley and Omnith Tramway. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was Wensley, but I guess you're right. Oh yeah, that, yes I did. Sure, great. It's decided then. That's nice. Okay. I really like how this area is turning out. And it don't just mean because of the turnouts, aka switches or junctions, but just in general. Okay. XD. Yeah, this curve does look very, very steep. It is very, very sharp. But I did check it with the loco, and it does just about fit around. Maybe if I can lessen it just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Maybe like... maybe putting it more like over here. Maybe this is a little bit better. I'll need to place the loco again to check. And okay, here it's on the rail, and here a bit hard to see, but I think it's also on the rail. Yeah, it also has this shadow, which is a bit in the way. Maybe if I tried it with the other one, this one might be easier to see. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's just about okay, and this is the... I think that this is probably the steepest part of the curve. Yeah, I think it is, or maybe here. Okay. Shadows, you could do a route building speedrun this Saturday, upload it at the end of the stream, and then announce the multiplayer session the next day. Make it hug the cliff. Nope, I won't make it hug the cliff. Because, well, for one, it would be a bit dangerous because of rockfall, and two, it wouldn't necessarily make the curve much better. I think it's good as is. Oh, that just looks so nice, I think. And as for speedrun, well, I doubt route building speedrun. Well, yeah, but if I accept the term, then it would be interesting to do, but then that would result in a lot, basically not much detail. So I could absolutely do it. I could just make a few baseballs, build a route, copy and paste a few trees, put a few bushes inside, things like that. But there wouldn't be any or many details, which means the route wouldn't look as nice as it could if I just put a little bit more time in, unless I had a longer stream. If I were to stream for like maybe 6 hours, making the route in one go, then that would be better. But 2 hours, a route like that, I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, maybe test if trains can depart from standstill on that curve. That's a good point. That is a good point, because that is a good point. Sometimes they have trouble with that. They are having trouble with that. That looks... that doesn't look great. That does not look great. Tell you what, I'll put some Pullmans on there, see if they intersect. Alright. But the cliff wants a hug. Well, the grass is already hugging it. You can see the grass is going all the way around it, just hugging it. Well, here's a virtual one for the cliff. I know a little bit about speedrunning, and it looks insanely difficult. How exhausted would you be after a 6-hour stream? I haven't tried, so I don't know. Probably quite a bit. Let's see, these the PRR Pullman's probably good for this. Well, I wanted some of the old green ones, like these ones. Like 6 of them. Now, this just looks like a model railroad now. Like a model railway with a sharp curve. Not much, lol. I mean, I don't know. I guess it would depend on how much effort I put. I mean, if I put in as much energy as I usually do, I'm quite possibly quite exhausted. But if I go a bit easier, a bit slower, then could be okay. I mean, that would be an interesting thing, and I would definitely want to try that if the logistics supported it, which they don't at the moment. Yeah, I've watched some too, not a lot, but still. Have you seen some of the Portal 1 speedruns? They use insane glitches like grabbing onto a radio repeatedly, flying up through the ceiling, putting a portal on the other end of the map, and loading the next level. Yeah. By the way, have you ever seen a speedrun of Living Art? I hear that it's a great game for speedrunning. Shardise, you could change it so that this route is a model railroad. Then it'd be acceptable. Could do. Probably won't. I doubt you would, but still, no, I probably wouldn't. I haven't seen those, no. I think it's mostly been of Doom levels, but yeah, glitches are a big part. And I think some games have a glitches not allowed category for speedrunning. Yeah. XD, Shardise. Remorseless self-promotion. Why? You're the one who said that it's my game. I mean, yeah, you're right, but it's not even out yet, so... Shardise. Ooh! We talking about your games again? Yes, do. Not at the moment. Oh, that's such a nice whistle. Okay, let's see if she can start. Let's put the sander on, and here we go. How heavy is this train? Oh, 619 tons. Yep, she's pulling the curve. I think I'll probably have to reduce the speed limit to like 10 miles an hour or something like that on this curve, just because of how steep it is. Oh, but just look at that with those blue skies and the lake and the reflections. I'm really happy with this route. I really, really am. And by the way, this is the interior view of the locomotive. And these controls do actually work, as you can see. Let's just apply the brakes. We should be stopping any hour now. And yes, the horn does work as well, the whistle. Okay. So it does work. Shredder, so you meant another living art? No, I meant my own. I just didn't mention that it was my own. Right, so let's actually do the speed limit thing now. Shredder, how long do you think it would take a speedrunner to complete living art? A, all of the levels, and Sunglass Guy, 100% completion. I don't know. I don't think I timed myself. If you want to complete all the levels, or well, if you want to get all the levels, that means the bonus levels as well, which means you would need to collect all of the Merc, which means well, in all of the standard levels, which means that it is probably a bit difficult. It would probably be a bit difficult. Also, I need to... Actually, is that fine? I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I mean, you'll have to do it once it's out. B. Alright, B. Alright, the sunglass guy, I see, because of the B and the thing because of the glasses. That is nice. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'd made that same mistake as well. On Slovak's stream, if I remember correctly. Oh, that's the wrong one. And this one. Shadows, what's her name? I don't know. Looks lovely. 04852 is my guess. Is that days? 0.48.52 days? I don't know. Shadows looks beautiful. Thank you. Choo choo. Yes. Rick-a-rackety train. If you know where that's from. Right. No, the other way around, like this, obviously. 10 going in, not 10 coming out. Right, so 10 going in. And here we'll have 10 going in this way. Shadows, but you're kind of ripping off the whistle's cord. Well, it was already torn off. Yes. Stab in the dark much? Yes. Not literally, though. He did say B, parenthesis, minus the space, which automatically converts it to that phase. Yes, I gathered. Right, so we've got that speed limit down there. Now, I think that having a 25 speed limit... going across the bridge might be good. So 35 over there, 25 going across the bridge, up there. And I think I might put in a 25 going up there anyways, because I think we'll get some really quite steep bends there. Actually, no, that was the correct one. There. And now 25 on this side, like that. 35 on the other side. Here it is. There's the kindest driver you've ever seen in the column railroad track. There's a funny old fireman gathering up steam while they shovel and shovel along the track. Yes, that is the song. From Two Gun Tex of Texas. It's actually made by the same guy who made Thunderbirds, the original Thunderbirds. Right, so this is all 35. That's probably good. So 35, yeah, why not? I think that should be good, 35 along there. If you could have one franchise be turned into a video game that isn't already a video game, what would it be and why? That is an interesting question. Because it also depends on the kind of video game, obviously. Actually, since we've now kind of finished this little area up here, I really want to drive the route. I just want to drive the route because it's been quite a while since we drove from all the way down here, and plus we can drive some of these grain hoppers, which should probably be filled going up here. What do we put in? Like grain HP, why not? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten your question. I haven't forgotten it. I'll answer it when we're on the move. Right, let's see. There we go, Milton Railroad Trainz. Actually, let's use the one that I actually, did I? Oh, I forget which. I did download something. Maybe it was an E8. It could have been an E8. It's not an E8. F8. No. The ones that I can repaint, but I forget which ones they were. Maybe if I type unit, maybe if it's A unit, B unit. No, these are the wrong ones. Not this one. Definitely not that train. What was it called? Maybe an EMD? Actually, why not? Why not use some of these ones? So let's say 3 of these. That should be interesting. Right. Right. So, oh, you can listen. Oh, and the cab fits. Well, the paint job outside doesn't, but the cab itself fits. That's nice. Let me just switch the junctions and then I'll get back to your question. That should be all the junctions set correctly. Oh wow, 1,792 tons. Let's see how they do. Right, so, I mean, something like Thunderbirds would be really nice, but then with Thunderbirds, there's always the threat of people dying, and besides, there are some really old Thunderbirds games. But that's not strictly part... no, that isn't a video game. Oh right, franchise that isn't one. Alright, I'm right. So there are people dying in that if you fail, which then might be... I mean, maybe. I guess... one that... I mean, one thing that I might... Well, I'd say probably a Star Trek game that just allows you to basically maybe be a diplomat or something like that. So you can... where you can explore the Star Trek universe, and maybe you've got and then maybe you need to maybe you're sent to different powers, and you have to mediate between them to get deals, and maybe there's some foul play mixed in that, and you need to figure out who did what and uncover these schemes and things like that while you're exploring all these iconic sites. And maybe you're just a passenger on the ships, even just if you're on a planet, like even just going to a shuttle, going up to a space dock, and then waiting for a starship to arrive, and then gaining passage on that. So then, like maybe just an ambassador class shows up, and you get like a first-person game. You can actually go through the docking port in there, and then real time you're getting maybe not real time, but basically it's not a cutscene. So you actually have to travel on board that ship to your destination, and then you can explore these things and these worlds and these cultures that you know from the show. I mean, that would be really nice. Maybe Thunderbirds for you? Oh, right. Yeah. But what would happen if you'd fail? Would the people you'd have to save perish? You tell me, I don't watch Thunderbirds. Should I? When we are on the... cow. Moo! Yeah. Maybe if you don't complete a mission in a set time, you fail then? Maybe. Yeah, so in the Thunderbird series, they do succeed in the end, in most cases, but if it was a game, you could just sit there and wait, and then you'd fail. Trainz, the paint job outside kind of fits, I'd say, color-wise anyway. Yeah. XD, I knew it! Damn, knew it! Yeah, you know me. Trainz, there are Thunderbird video games? Yes, really, really old ones. Really old ones. Like Side-Throne, where you've got the people on the skyscrapers, and you have to fly across and then let down a line to pick them up, and yeah, things like that. Trainz, okay, like strategy misty games. No, strategy misty games. So you'd play as public relations officer Crosby of the USS Odyssey? Don't know. Data Stars. Huh. Maybe. Shadows, don't think I've ever seen those. Were they arcade games? Maybe. Strategy mystery. Yeah, I mean strategy mystery, maybe. But I think more focus on exploration, probably. I mean, these locomotives, I mean, they just sound so powerful, don't they? And you can see here that the dials are actually working. You can see us slowly climbing up to 20, although it doesn't line up perfectly. Yes. And by the way, I do actually know how to drive one of these. Not sure about setting it up so it's ready to drive, but I do know how to drive it. So you've got the independent brake, also known as the loco brake. You've got the train brake up here. Then you've got the horn up here. Then let's see. You've got the throttle down here. Then you've got the reverser up here, which is going forwards or backwards, and then you've got the dynamic brake here. That's basically most of the controls you'll need to drive. I mean, you've got some switches up here which don't do anything in Trainz, but you've also got a sander somewhere. I'm not sure if there's a switch in here. Usually the sander's somewhere over here, or somewhere down there, but these are just bitmaps on this. Now that would be cool, a space exploration game where you're just told, go out there and explore. Well, yeah, but that can also get boring if there's not anything you can do, if there's not any either story or other goal. Even if it's a self-set one, it can get a bit boring. I meant basically that, but in the Star Trek universe. What about you, Slovak Eagle? By the way, if the game volume is too loud, please let me know. Scottish accent. Oi, engineer! We need all-wheel drive. The train's slipping and we can't get up the grade. True, but it would take a while. Why Scottish? Well, because of Montgomery Scott, the engineer of the Enterprise, obviously. Oh, let's do a drive-by. And by that I mean in the sense that you're driving by, not that you're shooting out windows of a car while the car is driving by. And this isn't even a long train. This is quite a short train, actually. Right. True. Yeah, we'll take a while. Wise Cottage. I don't know. Shut eyes, do the accent! I demand you do the accent! Throws a bone, come on. I can try. I don't usually do Scottish accents that much. Occasionally when doing roleplay, but not that much anyway, so might be bad. Let's just read it silently once. Oi, engineer! We need all-wheel drive. The train's slipping and we can't get up the grade. Something like that, probably. Might not be exactly like that. The chat did go up and down while I was reading it, so that was not helpful. Tell me how it was. Yeah, what he said. Thumbnail nomination. Yes, you're right. Slovak Eagle throws a literal bone. I hope he knows that phrase. I do know that phrase. Yisn't. Here we go. Yes. What phrase? And who? Throws a bone. XD. Love it. Ah, yeah, that. Actually really good. Not too exaggerated, not too subtle. Thank you. Oh, I loved it. Sounds pretty solid to me. I know. You deliberately typed it like that. Here we go, horror point sightings. Pronounce soonded. Oh, soonded. But you type sounds. Sounds pretty solid to me, not sounded. There we go. I hope they're all still doing good. Yeah, I meant soonded. Yes. Clear blue skies. Oh, and we're at the speed limit. Guess it's time to back off the throttle a bit. But it will get steeper down here, so we will probably need to apply some throttle again. Hey up, chaps. What's it like living in Horror Point? They're not living there. Don't pay attention to those. 1 second, let me pause this. There we go. And where is it? Ban. There we go. And this guy, get banned as well. As for the video game question, it's definitely an RPG, Terry Pratchett's Discworld. Oh, yes, you mentioned that, yes, that might be good. Ban them. I did. Chaps? Yeah. As in pals, friends, guys, gals, that kind of thing. Chaps. There is a Discworld game, but it's like a point-and-click side-scroller, and it is a reputation for being bloody difficult. I love how you capitalize that. There is a Discworld game, but it's a point-and-click side-scroller, and it has a reputation for being bloody difficult. Resident of Horror Point. Well, last night my dog's gone missing, and this morning I found a bone in my breakfast. But it's not Discord game. Yes, Discworld game. I know. I mean, you can just see the grade. I mean, you can just see how steeply this locomotive is angled at this point. But chaps isn't a particularly Scottish phrase. I'd say lads would be more appropriate. True. Personally, I like more subtle horror that doesn't rely on looks. You mean like more atmospheric horror rather than like what's the word? Visceral horror, I think is body horror? One of those, maybe both. Yeah, that part wasn't Scottish anymore, but yes, you're right. I hope they can make it. These locos, I mean, they're at 19 miles an hour now. Shadows, graphic horror. Shadows, I guess you could say atmospheric horror. Yes, graphic horror, yeah. 17 miles an hour. Shadows, are these locomotives too modern for the 50s? Maybe? I don't know, but then again, these wagons might be too modern for the 50s. I mean, at the moment I'm just running stuff on here that I think looks good. I'm not too bothered about period accurateness. I'll worry about that when I actually start making sessions. Or when I start doing repaints for sessions. But also maybe that Martin sorcery character. I am like God and God like me. Or Martin sorcery. Martin sorcery. Or Martian. Shadows, those are AMD GP7s, right? Maybe. Or GP9s. I mean, let's see what it says. GP9. It's a GP9. Sorceresy. Sorceress. I don't know what you mean. Try this. Repaints for sessions or repaints for locomotives for sessions? Aha, that is the true question. I had no idea how to spell it. Scorsese. Scorsese. Yes, definitely. Martian would be spelled Martian. Yes. Martian. Never mind, I give up. I mean, it's up to you. 14 miles an hour. I mean, this is really what kind of gameplay I want from this route. Like, just slowly clawing your way up this incline, going at full notch 8 on the single track main. I mean, it gives you plenty of time to appreciate the views. Imagine the mountain being here. I will add it, don't worry, I will add it. It's nice to relax and drive on the route, I think, after you've built for such a long time on an area. Because it has been quite a while since we properly drove on this route. But if it gets too boring, just please let me know. Say, oh, this is a bit boring, could you please get back to building, or just enough with the driving already, and then I'll consider going back to building prematurely. It's a bit strange because the sound in previous Trainz versions, the sound was a bit quieter in the cab, which is realistic. But in this version, you can, if you listen to it, when I go in, while I'm going in, the sound does go quieter, but then it immediately goes back to full volume. So now listen to it. Yeah, as though some of that residual code making the volume quieter is still there, but then while it's inside, the transition is there, but it goes back to the main volume again. Martin Sorceress was the director of The King of Comedy in 1982 with Jerry Lewis. Oh, I see. I did not know that. Bingo. Great. Right, you can see the beautiful lake down there. And the beautiful lag spikes. Yes, they're very common in this area. They're actually indigenous. Oh, where? imagine traveling like with a little tourist notebook where you've got different depictions of different kinds of lag, like you might do with birds or wildlife. Like you've got the stutter lag, or the prolonged lag, or the physics lag, or the graphics lag, or the sound lag, or the pre-crash lag, or the freeze lag. And then while you're traveling on this route, like sitting comfortably in the Pullmans, you're just looking out the window, and then you spot one, you scribble in your notebook, like you've ticked that one off, you've found that one of those, like a wild one, like a wild lag. That would be really interesting, I think. Pronounced Scorsese. Scorsese? Huh, I guess that would make sense. I guess I was still trying to pronounce it like sorceress, which is what I read it as previously, so Scorsese will make sense. Look at those little sailing boats down there. Trainz, wild what? Lamb? I didn't catch it. No, lag. As in, because it's so laggy here. Like you're just traveling with a little notebook and you're trying to tick off the different kinds of lag you encounter. I have no idea why it's so laggy here. I honestly don't. Because, I mean, we went through this previously. I don't have that much high poly stuff in here, and it's not the bridge either. For example, like this, it's not lagging that much, but then it suddenly starts to lag again. CC. Score CC. Alright. Yes, I did miss that one, but then I unmissed it before I read it. I read the one that says I missed it. And I'm not even using procedural tracks. I have no idea what's causing all of this lag. Also, I think the first C is emphasized. Score CC, like that. Score CC. I don't know. Oh, right. I forgot about that speed limit change. We're down at 30 at the moment. Now back up to 35. The smoke from the chimney may have too high emissions. Nope, that's not the case. That's not the case. It's that town again. As you can see, the smoke is fine here. It's just, for some reason, when I'm looking at the town, it just lags so much. I don't know why. I may need to do some lag busting there, which is not fun at all in Trainz. Yes, bingo to you too, Shared Ice. Good, thanks. Now we're getting to the really steep bit. Maybe the house is chimney smoke particles. Oh, the house is chimney smoke particles. That might be a thing. It's really weird now that the engine sound's gone. Do all of these have smoke? Some of them do. You can see... Maybe it's the fence. Because this is actually a 3D fence with these polygons. Maybe it's that. I mean, that could be it. I might try replacing the fence with one that's 2D, but I don't really think that should be causing that much lag. Maybe it is the houses. Maybe it's the texture resolution on these houses. That could be the case. Because if you look at this, then the resolution of these textures is quite high. I don't know. No, can't be fence. Defense. Yeah. Definitely not the resolution. Yeah, but I don't know what it would be then. Because, for example, like this, it's fine. And if the camera is still, then it doesn't lag. If the train was driving through it, it'd be fine. It's just when I start moving the camera... but it's so strange. Like, for example, now... I mean, you can just see that stuttering. Maybe the amount of roads, but that doesn't make sense either. I don't see what should be causing that. I would say number of materials per object. Yeah, maybe. But, like, on what object do you mean? Like, some of the houses? House 01DS, duplicate, image size 64, rename, submit asset. Or not, yeah. Clock main menu, open settings, and turn on performance. KUID. Alright. Is it in here? What did you say? Main menu, open settings, turn on performance. Tell you what, let's do this after we finish driving. Right, there we go. Move the camera around the town and look for the worst performance KOD. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But I'm happy that it's not the trees, because here it's fine. Here it's fine, so that's good. Should I? Maybe the dumpsters have a bunch of garbage meshes and excess polygons inside of them. Well, I mean, yes, they clearly do, some of them. Would be best to open it in Surveyor so you can see it instantly and remove it. Yes. That's the main reason why I wanted to drive the rest of this thing before I did it, because I was going to go to the Surveyor. 11 miles per hour. I really do like that we're going to need trains with so many locomotives on them, just because of this steep bit here, this incline. Because, I mean, if you have multiple locos per train, that always looks impressive. That being said, I hope that we can make it up this incline with these 3 locos. I mean, just look at that! I'm surprised that we're not getting wheel slip, to be honest. I will help you to find the one line in the block of text that will appear when you turn on the performance stats. Yes, that would be kind of you. Just look at that. 4.97%. Not the steepest bit of mainline in the USA, standard gauge mainline, without cold wheel or anything like that. Also, Mr. W, what non-video game franchise would you like to see video gamealized? No, that was his original question. Franchise that's not already a video game franchise. You just asked him... Oh, right, you've asked him the same question because he hasn't answered it, but so the emphasis is on what would you like to see rather than non-video game franchise. That makes sense. Okay, I thought I already said Terra Patch's Discworld series. Oh yeah, never mind, sorry. Yes, that's okay. We'll be able to see what the tunnel entrance actually looks like from this point of view. Also, damn, that's a nice view. Shadows, yeah, it was. Oh wait, has it not loaded in? Oh right, it has now. It's just a second ago the cliff face was covering the tunnel. King I would like to see Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy be in a video game. There is actually a text adventure Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy video game. It's got graphics, but it is a text adventure. It's quite finicky, I've heard, and really difficult, but it is a video game. So yeah. Not sure if you've heard of that or not. Here we go. I really like how this tunnel entrance turned out. You can't even tell that it's the Swiss tunnel anymore from the outside. Alright, might check it out. Yes? got to keep an eye on the speed, because we're coming over the crescent now. Actually, I'll idle the loco now, because we've only got 25 miles an hour. I'll apply some independence, see how much that brakes us. Right, that brakes quite a bit at the moment, but we are coming more over the crescent. I really like this tunnel. Especially since there's kind of this moss up here, this kind of yellowy green moss. Or maybe it's just the lighting. Oops, need to brake some more. Maybe I should use the dynamics for this bit, but I think it's working at the moment. Or not. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, a bit more, maybe 50. And out we come. Oops. I said out we come. There we go. That's really nice. Oh, that is really nice. How about this? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy 64. I mean, I'm not particularly fond of the Nintendo 64 art style. To me, it feels more like the limitations of the... I mean, with pixel art, I like pixel art much more, because you can interpret so much into that. But with those graphics from that era, I just don't like them very much personally. I mean, I know there are a lot of people who do really like that art style. I just don't really like it that much, at least from what I've seen. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Here's a riddle for hitchhikers. What's it like to be drunk? Trust me, the answer isn't what you think. This is the one where the answer is... I don't know, ask a glass. Is that the one? Or ask water? Or something like that? Or ask your drink? Something like that. I forget what the exact answer is, but I do know it. I do know it. Just not that exactly. Head is very close to the ceiling. You're right. True, but on the other hand, you're not supposed to ride on the roof. We wouldn't want to have another end of speed. Yeah, that was messy. Alright, and PS1? Yeah, same sort of thing. It depends on the individual game, I guess. Ask a glass of water. Yeah, that was the one. That was the phrasing. Yes. Ah, yeah, nice one. Yes. Falling into a ditch at 3 a.m. in eastern Slovakia with nothing around for the next 3 kilometers. That's what it's like to be drunk. Do you speak from personal experience there, Slovak Eagle? Yeah, this siding is plenty long enough. No, not yet. Shed Ice, alright. Bugs Bunny Lost in Time was a PS1 game originally. XD. Yeah, I mean... That game, it looked okay, I'd say. But probably only because... I'd probably only say that because I played it when I was younger. But now, if I just look at it with fresh eyes, so to say, like as if I'd never seen it before, the thing is, they were going for more realistic graphics, realistically cartoonish, and it's just the huge faces and low-res textures that are stretched over these large faces and blurry images. I just don't like it that much. I just don't like it that much. Yeah, you're right, Paradise. Yeah, I get, but again, if that is just that's just my preference. I do know that there are people who do really like those art styles, and I can see that. I can see that. I can see the appeal of that. It's just not really the thing that I enjoy that much. Right. So we're almost at the end of this driving session, I guess you could say. We've been driving for half an hour because the quick drive starts at 10 AM by default. Now it's 10:30, so yeah, half an hour. I mean, Slovakia is breaking records in how much alcohol is in one's blood without them dying. Well, that is certainly an achievement that a country should be proud of, I would say, definitely, with complete sincerity. I'll just idle the loco, just so that we can brake for the 25. Also, a thing that I really like about this loco is that the sounds work. Because with a lot of really good locos, the sound is when going down the different notches, it just cuts out, and then goes down a bit more, cuts out, and then goes down a bit more, which is a bug. It's not meant to be like that. But yeah. Wow, well, congrats, I guess, I think. Welcome to Slovakia. Well, that sound cutting is not a bug, it's lazy asset. Are you sure? Because there are some assets where where the sound cutting out when shifting up or down notches, throttle, where it worked previously in previous versions of Trainz, and then in Tiers 19 or Tane it just doesn't work anymore. I will allow the message in a second. Right, okay, that's fine. Right. Allow. There we go. Huh? What? Where? Alright, before that. I don't think I have ever even heard stuff like that. Well, there was a really beautiful N64 game once, in my opinion, called Project Dream by Rare before it became Banjo-Kazooie, but the graphics were sadly seriously downgraded before it was released. Here is a picture. I have seen that before. Oh, thanks. No problem whatsoever. Right, okay, now where do I need to enable the thing? Is it in here? I don't think it is. Is it, where was the, for me it displayed auto mod messages. So Slovak, where was the thing where you can enable the debug thing? Was it in this menu or was it in the actual in-game menu? I might put a picture from one of my games onto the Discord chat when I can. Oh, I have no idea that you made games. Oh, well, I'd love to see that then. Yeah, phrasing should be careful about. In-game menu, interface settings. Right. Okay. Can't reset. I don't make games, my fault. Yeah, it's just wording, saying first, hey, your message has been checked by mods and has not been sent. Yeah, that was because you typed N64 GN or something like that, and it thought that it was a different way of saying a word that many people find offensive. So that's why it blocked it automatically. Shinice, have I let you down, senpai? I don't think so. And then mods have allowed your message. Happy chatting. Vohio. Hold on. Last part is an emote. I don't know what that emote is. General settings. Show performance, statistics, and space. Oh, right. Show. There we go. Yeah. I mean, it would probably just have been quicker if I searched for it myself. Yeah. Oh, well, that's stupid. If that's the word, I think it is, then how the heck did N64 get translated into it? I think that it probably thinks that, you know how sometimes numbers can be substituted for letters? Like, for example, in hell, the double L's can sometimes be substituted by exclamation marks. And I think that's kind of the thing that it was looking at. Right, so here we go. At least they have a slight dark outline on this text, unlike the menu in Train Simulator, the one. This, yeah. Worst index count. Or an 11, yeah. Yes, but neither 6 can't even be used for any of the letters. Sure, 4 could be an A, but still. I think that the G, N or something like that from game was put in that as well. What do you mean by worst index count? Is it, right, this one, worst index count. KUID 328583, that one, let me just put that in. I want to look for it. I need, well, this is helpful. Hold on. Actually, yeah. Hold on, I need to disable it so I can locate the asset. Here we go. Type. Oh, is it asset KUID? Asset KUID, there we go. Oh, right. Yeah, it's dumb. Says it's the grass spline. Already searched for it. Alright, we have found the perpetrator. Yeah, but the thing is, the grass spline I've used literally all over the map. And if I turn my way this way, it's running really smoothly. I mean, just look at this. It's running really, really smoothly. Yeah, it can't be the spline. Yeah, it's... Also, by the way, thanks for searching for it that quickly. Yeah, I can't go into window mode because then it would go into retina and then things. Then I ran out of options. Yeah, it's... I mean, one way of figuring this thing out would be to duplicate the root asset and then just use the bulk asset replace tool to delete one type of object. Then save, exit, go back in, see if it still lags. Okay, if it still lags, delete another object, delete another object, delete another type of object until it doesn't lag anymore. And then when it doesn't lag anymore, load, make another copy of the original, then only delete that type of object and then see if it stops the lag, and then that would be it, but that is really tedious. I can take a quick look if you allow me. That way you need only one copy. You mean a quick look as in on the CDP? Or what do you mean? Send me a CDP copy over. I will check the area out, remove some assets up around that might be causing this. If I find something, I will let you know. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. I mean, if you did that, that would be great. Although I will have to upload it after the stream because it's too big for Discord, so I'd have to upload it to my own site, which does take a little while. But thank you very much for that offer. I'm happy to take you up on it. Yes. Why are these cows green? That's always something that I find a little bit odd on this model. Shadows, maybe if you zipped the CDP. Nope. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. Sure, no problem. We'll take a look ASAP, most likely tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I'm in no hurry. I mean, I'm just happy if you take a look at it at all. Eco cows, ecos. Yes. Also, Trainz, will you have these trains branded for MVR? Of course. Ah, well, let's look at that. What is this? No. No, I will not. For two main reasons. Well, three main reasons. One, they're probably not from the 50s or 60s, but I might be mistaken. Two, they don't have the correct coupling system because this is those are European trains from the Netherlands, and this is America. And three, they are overhead electric, and there is no electrification on this route. So, no. E-cows! Yeah, yes, true. Also, I finally took a look at that Train route you sent me. I see a lot of potential in it for a small route. Great, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Originally, I'll just quickly say this and then I'll continue. Originally, I did, on that route I sent you, on the eastern side, there is that little branch line that goes up into the canyon and then up there. That's a scenic railroad, like a heritage railroad, something like that. Originally, the entire route was just supposed to be that little scenic railroad, which is what's actually inspired by the what's it called? The Topek and I forget what it's called, but National Geographic has video on that railroad. Yeah, but then I had the idea for making a huge coast-to-coast, obviously scaled-down route, and I thought I might as well continue on this. So that's why I built all of the rest on it as well. Right, so what to do next? So, right, so I guess it's time to talk about the layout again. Right, that just sounds like something that the mother of a middle-aged man who's still living with the family, who's built a huge model railroad layout all over the house might say. Like, he builds up these huge railroads to the point where nobody can even do anything in the house, and then the mother says, well, I guess it's time to talk about the layout again. Not gonna lie, I would love it to be like late 1890s to early 1920s route. Yeah, I originally wanted to do it like that, the scenic one with those, because I did originally want those, like the general or those old American locos, which, by the way, those first ones were imported from the UK. Cumbers and Toltec Scenic Railroad. Yes, that is the one. But then I decided that, well, there aren't that many objects from that time period, so like just things. So I thought that it might be good to have the best of both worlds. I could have the old trains with some of the newer things as well. So I can have things like Amtrak trains going by when it merged onto the main line, things like that. Anyway, time to talk about the layout. So there are 4 places where we can continue the layout. Number 1 is going down this way, which is going to be, so going down over here, which is where the, we talking about the Eastern and Western Railroad? The Eastern Western National Railroad, yes, that one. Yeah, Kango Fango knows it as well. Right, so this is option number 1, going down over here, which is where the mountains are basically going to flatten out. We're going to go across some quite flat land where some little fields are, where there's going to be a lot of the, basically all of the, well, most of the grain pickup areas, and then into a city down here someplace probably, where it's probably going to be a port or something like that. Option number 2 is we continue along this way, where it's going to go along this very broad, shallow valley, well, quite shallow valley, going along here somewhere. Or it's going to go to another town, probably. I don't know, though. It depends on how long I want to make this route. But this valley is going to go, gradually going to get narrower as we continue. Option number 3 is to carry along here, where the gravel pit is, carry along the narrow valley again, carry along the narrow valley, which is going to kind of snake its way up here to a town where it's probably going to end. That option number 4 is carry along this side up here, which is likely going to go up here to another town, which is somewhere over here, where there's going to be some drop-off for the grains. And yeah, things like that, basically. I'm not sure if I'll make it go down the other side of the mountain as well. I don't know. Yeah, that way. And option number 5, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, going up this way, is going to follow this river up here, probably going to go to some of the area where some of the logs that we pick up down here have been cut, where the forest is being farmed. And yes, this is, even though it's 50s and 60s, I am going to make it so it's a farmed forest, not just cutting down virgin woods. Because I really don't like it when virgin woods are cut down, because yes, even though woods can be replanted, it doesn't suffice if you just plant the trees, because there's a whole ecosystem with so many different plant species and fungi and animal species that create this ecosystem. Even if you plant trees again in an area, you're not going to get that ecosystem back. Even though it might look like that at first glance. So those are the 5 options, so let's read chat. What as option 1 again? Option 1 down here is the one where it kind of goes through the foothills a bit and then goes onto the flat land where there's a lot of farmland, and then goes into a city that's down here somewhere. Going down to city. Fields, corn. Okay, Shard Ice, you should have a music for this. A really intense one. Route extension theme wave. That would be nice. Flatlands, okay? Not a link. Yes. I vote gravel pit. Okay, so we've got flatlands and gravel pit. What was option 2 again? Option 2. Going along here, it basically goes along this quite shallow valley until it ends up going to another town at the end of the valley, probably. Not sure how it continues along here. I don't know. We'll see. Shallow valley. Alright, heading left on the view. I think you need a break from hills. Let's continue option 1 down. Also, yeah, national, forgot about that. I didn't catch 5 either. Okay, number 5 up here is where it's going to go along further up into the hills, where the valley is going to, it is still going to go quite high, but the valley is going to shallow out a bit, and there's a lot of the area where it gets, where the logs get farmed, that then gets floated down the river to where it gets picked up down here, and I'm probably going to another town up here or something like that, or maybe not that far, maybe up here or something like that. Continue along river to forests is 5, yeah. Alright, you need to make a list in the chat. Okay, tell you what. 1 flatland city, 2 shallow valley town, 3 can't ram. Alright, Mr. W asked about question 1, my mistake. 4 mountains, 5 logs cutting, 3 gravel pit. Germany's, I don't really mind. I vote 1. No, I was joking. Alright, so there is a straw polls website which... Alright, just because I want to try this out to see how it works, I'm going to try to see if we can use the straw polls. Straw polls. I know that it's not really necessary for this amount of viewers, but I want to try it. I want to see if it works. Right, so type question here. Okay, which way... So which way? Right, so we've got 1... see, 4. Number 5. Let's see. How do I best... Okay. Right. That is... How do I... 1 second. I will be with you shortly. How do I best say this? Right. Okay, here we go. Right. Create poll. Let's hope it works. Oh, right, this is the thing. So I need to now put this in here. So it's... It's quite annoying because some of the keys don't really work that well on this keyboard, which is, yeah. That should work. Let me see if this loads the correct thing. I know that we don't strictly need to use it now, but I want to know how it works. There we go. So if you go there, to that link, then you can, even if you don't have an account and you're watching, you can go to that link and then you can vote on one of the things. If it doesn't work, you can let me know. Oh, 2 voters. We've already got 2 voters. Done. Okay. So who hasn't voted? Oh, there we go. 3. Okay. I did vote for mine. Yeah, obviously. Right. Okay, since there are only 3 people typing in chat, I'm going to assume that's everyone. I was first, so... Yeah, you were first. So... It's split evenly 3 ways. So, 1 vote for Flatland City, 1 vote for Wider River Valley, 1 vote for Narrow Canyon to Town. So, I guess that it's my vote that counts. I voted 2, but 1 is just as fine. Right, so I'm going to vote. Drum roll, please. Like, literally in chat, please, do a drum roll. Oh, geez. No! Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And I know you're probably going to see this before I count down. Get a dice. There we go. Right. Right. Good. So, I voted for 1. So, there we go. 1. 1 has won. I mean, what else could have won besides 1? Right, that's going to be an interesting change of pace. And I'm glad that the straw poll worked, because I have previously tried using the Twitch poll thing, which is why you'll probably still see it down below on the Twitch page. But that doesn't really work. Roll 1d6. Wrong website. That command doesn't work here. Also, do you want to see a quick preview of my progress on the Ansley Island Railway before we get started on option number 1, or should we go straight into building? It's up to you. Yeah, sure. Show it. Okay, here we go. Right, so there we go. Right. That's a tough question. Well, 2 people already want to see it. So, this is the route, the map so far. And I'm just going to fly over it because it's quicker. I mean, yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to take ages on this. So, yeah, so, Sornmouth still isn't complete. Yeah, still haven't done any more work, much more work on this. I mean, I did add the lumber mill here, with a canal going, connecting it to the river. Oh, and I'm really looking forward to using these locomotives, by the way. Don't worry, I'll get to the route, Nah, just kidding. I thought you were. Right, so, and there's the coal mine over here. Not coal mine, power plant, right. I know I showed that before. Right, so the route continues over like this. And then through here. And it is a bit flat here. But it will smooth out. Like, for example, this town here. I mean, this town has so many more objects in it, Sornford, than the other town. And yet, it barely lags. I mean, sometimes, I'm streaming, so it lags a bit more. But sometimes you get a few spikes of lag spikes, but it just lags so much less. Anyway, yeah, might show that at night as well, in a little while. And on this side, you've got the industrial kind of area. You've got a little dock on the side here, and the little switching yard for the flour mill here. Right, and then the main line continues. 1 second. Like that. Right. So, continues along here. And I'm really glad that I found a 3-track viaduct. So, yes, it goes across here. And this is going up to a 1.5% gradient. because the A3s didn't manage, so Flying Scotsman locomotive class didn't manage to pull the express up there. It would get stuck. So originally I had it steeper, but yeah, anyway. Then here, this is the road that comes from Saunford. So comes along here to Saunford. Right, then it goes underneath here, and then goes across this viaduct, and this is kind of a flooded area down here. No, well, sometimes flooded area, which I know you can't see at the moment, but I'm going to make it clearer. Right, and then it goes up here, and then up there, and it goes up to here, which is going to be the Baymouth Junction area, and this track that goes up here is going to, I think it's Weldford, something like that, over there. Yes, and there's also going to be a line that's coming, well, that's going off in this direction, and maybe one going off in this direction. I don't quite remember. I'll need to check the map. Yes, and that's basically it. I'll just quickly fly down. Also, there are power lines that come from the Sormouth power plant. Anyway, I'll just quickly fly down it the other way. Also, here is another one of these very nice locomotives. These are from the 19th century, but they were used till the end of steam, which is really nice. Right, so then it continues, well, it goes down here. And by the way, this is a spline I'm using here. This is, I think, the TB seasonal spline. I'm not sure, though. Which fits quite well, I think. Right, so it goes down here, because it is quite different viewing it going downhill than it is uphill. Along here. Down through here. I really do like these sweeping hills. Over this viaduct again. Then down here. Going through Saunford. Oh, and yes, I did place the Big Bertha here, which is a locomotive. Only one was ever built, and it was designed for the Lickey Incline as a banker engine, which is what is being used for here, because this is the banker track, to help push up freight trains up the main line. Right, then it goes along here, and then basically along this way. And yes, the last thing I'll show you is quickly shows you, I want to show you the town with the lights at night. Then we'll get to a route building again. Don't want to take too much time here. Right, so just sort of like this might be good. Well, maybe like this. There we go. Look at this. I'm so happy with this. Yes, I still need to put lights on the platforms. I did put one on there. This one. But I still need to put some of the rest on. I'll quickly allow that message. I need to read the chat afterwards. Right, and you can see I've got different lights for different types of path as well. Also, here's the cemetery, which, yes, also has lighting. And these nice trees, like fir trees, I think. And yes, there are so many details hidden here. Like, I've even got all of these little paths that go behind here with these kind of lights, which I know would be quite blinding for the people living here, but don't think about that. They've got a park here, which I think I already showed with the mushrooms. Yeah, and then basically just this whole thing here. And there's the police station here. I don't know what I showed of this. And yes, I will go back to route building shortly. I'm just searching for a specific... Oh, there we go, this one. Because this just looks so nice at night. With these little lights and the post box and the shops. I would like to visit this place in real life. Also this fence. Yes, I specifically chose that fence. And here's the fire station over here. Oh, and these tents in the field here are a specific reference to a thing. It's an Easter egg. When you get the map, you'll have to have a look there if you want to see it. And since this is the kind of 60s era, I think it would make sense that there might still be an authentic police box around here, especially in one of these back alleys. I mean, if you run into trouble, you might need to call the police. So that's why there's an authentic police box here. Most people just walk past it, don't even notice it. Anyway, and yes, of course, you've got the Sornford Castle up here, which I deliberately put this here because it would make strategic sense to have a fortified area where there's a ford in the river, which is why it's named Sornford, where you could cross the river. Also, there might be other older fortifications over here somewhere. Also, all of these streets here are named. They all have names. For example, this main straight long one is called the Roman Way. As you can see here, Roman Way. And so if I go into the map view like this and turn on terrain objects and named objects, you can see, well, not terrain objects, you can see all of the names for the street signs and things like that. Right, I'll quickly read chat. And then I'll go back to building, probably. So... Ooh, you used the town buildings. Nice. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I just used the ones that kind of fit in the area. I'm not too bothered where they came from. What kind of flowers do they mill there? I think probably... Blue orchids. Blue orchids, definitely. Kinds, yeah. Weldford? Probably. I'm not sure what it's named. I need to check on the map. Paradise. So this here is a flooded area. Area is quite dry. I said this is a flooded area. Water. Oh, sorry. I was asleep. Sploosh. Paradise. Very good. 10 big wheels to roll along. Yes, that song is about Big Bertha. Aww. Oh ho! You have been lighting things up, huh? Yes. But I've actually lit this area up a few weeks ago. I did posting pictures on Discord and that. I really, really like. I mean, it is a lot of work to light things up, as you know. But I think it really just adds so much to it. It really adds so much to it. Also, the reason why that message was blocked was because of ho. Yeah. It's beautiful. Thank you. I wonder how, Kangofango. Did you try using the light assets and effects I mentioned? No, because I lit this area up long before that. I just searched for light on the DLS, looked through the entire list, downloaded what I think looked good, searched for lamp, looked through the entire list, and that. But I will maybe use some of those as well if I find a place for them. Did Charas just ignore logic? No, I meant floodplain, as in an area that can easily be flooded when there's a lot of rainfall. I will put some more marshy textures there, and cattails and weeping willows, things like that. Not yet, but I will do. Thanks again, Slovak. Oh, right, you were, of course, Kangofango. I wonder now, guys, you've probably already said that I misread that message. I did read it correctly afterwards. Really, thanks again, Slovak. Alright, no hurries, no problem. Nice, thank you. Sure does. I bet that's what the mayor said. I know this will probably be blinding for you, but let's just not think about it. I've got a much better idea. Let's admire my fair city. Yep. Dear God, you put so much work into this. I did, but it's just so rewarding to do. Sure guys, alright, I'll quickly read chat 2 hours later. Oh, you're right. You're right. The stream's already been over for an hour and a half. I'm a pyromaniac, said that. It'd be quite... Oh, if a pyromaniac said that, it'd be quite concerning, yeah. I did light this area up quite a while ago. I did post some pictures in Discord. I did light this area up quite a while ago. I did post some picture. Yeah, I did. Not sure what's wrong with that sentence. Shreddice, for God's sake, that's ridiculous. Shreddice, Slovak's message was meant for me, I think. Haha, I got you. I got you. I knew that. I knew that you would have already typed that. But I did notice. I was talking about the blinding lights. Yeah. Yeah. Shreddice. You knew we'd correct you. Yes. But the thing is, all of these light objects here, they're not part of the roads. So you can see each individual lamp is its own individual object. So when I lit up a road, I'm not going to light up a real long bit, just this little area. What I do is I'd place one of the... Actually, wrong layer. 1 second. I know I'll get back to route building in a second. I just want to demonstrate. So I'll place one of the lights. Then I'll turn it so it's perpendicular to the road, like the shadow back here. So it's facing straight outwards. And then I'd go over here, go roughly the same distance, so it's not quite overlapping. Then I'd place a light there, turn it, move it to the correct position, like over here, and then continue on like that. So yeah, that's how I did that. So now I'll go back to the actual route we're working on. Shreddice, nothing's wrong with the sentence, but it would be concerning if a pyromaniac had said it. Yes, you're right. Light up as in set on fire. Yeah, I got that. Or a fire. Is that a word? A fire? Since you've used it as such, I think it is. Or something afire? Set something afire? Set something alight is a way of phrasing that, I think. Right, there we go. Just hopped over to a different continent for a second. Back on the American side of things. Right, so since vote number 1 won, we're going to continue going this way, back down there, which is going to be very interesting. Now, 2 things. One is the city down here, going up here, I kind of imagine as more of a busy main line, so I would really like it if this was like double track, but that means that it would make sense for it to be double tracked, only to go single track all the way before the thing. Why wouldn't you just double track it all the way to the junction if that's the case? So we're probably going to need to have a junction somewhere over here where the double track maybe carries along up this way. Or maybe we can just have it go into the off, depending on how long this route is going to be made. Thing number 2 is before we continue building this way, I'll actually need to do the other half of this valley. Because at the moment, yeah, not quite finished yet. A light? But a light means the opposite of boarding something. Yes, you're right. But setting something alight is the same as setting something on fire. You can use it in that meaning or context, I suppose. Right. So. I did recently experiment with using 5 meter and 10 meter grid sizes. So 5 meter where the tracks go over, 10 meter on other parts. And I had quite a lot of success. Yes, there were some issues with it, not basically like this, where it's not stitched properly, but that can easily be fixed. So I think I'm going to do that for the purposes of ease of access, because, for example, if I'm drawing up here, you can see, actually no, if I'm putting the height up over here, you can see how quickly this goes. If I'm doing it over here, you can see how much more it lags. So also the same with drawing on it. So for example, this texture, so you can see how quickly it draws on here and how slowly it draws on here. Yeah. You might not be able to notice the difference on stream, but trust me, there is a difference there. Right, yes, do that. If 1 vote wins, choose none of them. Try this. Right. Yeah. Okay, so now the issue is this is height 0, which is usually sea level, but in this case it's just this level, which means that the river needs to be, at least the river basin, needs to be at a lower height. So this is already set as the height that I want the water to be at, which is at this point -5 meters. So I'm going to carve out the river at, say, negative, let's do 8 meters. Right. So I want the river, actually I want this valley to be quite broad. So let's just make the river go kind of down here. Then we'll have another baseboard over to the side where it, where the slope can go up again. They can kind of get a bit narrower up here and go over to the side again. With the texture, I didn't really notice it, but with the terrain I did. Oh, I see. Why is -5 meters for water such a common sight? I guess it's because usually when people start making a route, they use the default height 0 as the default height that the route is at. And then they say, oh, wouldn't it be nice if there was a river that the tracks go over, like a bridge over a river? And then they put a bridge over, and then they must put the water further down, and then they put the water down to such an extent that there's a nice gap in between, which 5 meters is an okay gap for most things, unless ships are supposed to go underneath, of course. But for things like this, I mean, this is even a very thick bridge, but like a shallower bridge, a thinner bridge, the gap is quite good. And 5, because 5 is so prevalent, because it's a base 10 system, and 5 is half of 10, obviously. So it's quite a prevalent number. So people are more likely to choose that one first when they're testing, and then they'll find it looks quite good, and then they'll use that. That's my explanation for that. You're welcome. XD. I don't know. That's even the sea level on my OMSI2 map. Rowboats will still be able to pass through, and lock flumes. Yes. Right, so this should kind of merge into this a bit. Maybe get a bit wider over here, sort of like that. Right, now it's time to add the water. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Oh wait, no, there is. Right here, but I'm not going to drink it, because I don't need to at the moment. Yes. It's kind of nice to have a train-focused stream. I mean, although I really do enjoy talking about all sorts of subjects, as you know. And I really did enjoy last stream, for example. It is nice to focus on trains for once. Right. Sploosh. Oosh. Yes. Exactly. So. Right. So I'm just going to do a bit more terraforming for the last few minutes of the stream. And then that's it, because 2 hours have already passed. I know. What did we do in those 2 hours? So I placed some grass beside the tracks. We drove the route. We did some quick tests in lag busting. And I showed you my other route. And we did a straw poll. That's quite some good progress, I think, on this route. Right, so just want to get a sort of consistent height going across here. And yes, I'm not going to make the slope go all the way to the edge, because I know it's easier to work with if it doesn't go all the way to the edge. Yes, don't forget the thumbnail. I won't. I mean, I might use one of the images when we were driving, but I might use this, something like this, because this, to me this says, oh, actual building progress. Yes, it's not finished, but it's half done. So, ooh, what are they doing? What progress is being made on the route? Oh, I want to look at that. I want to spend 2 hours of my life watching that. It'll be interesting. And then, obviously, it needs to be interesting, because otherwise people aren't going to want to buy the route when it's finished if it's not interesting watching these streams. Because then they'll associate my route with boredom, which is not really a thing I want them to associate my route with when I want them to buy it. So are you going after my advice for the hills on the base edge? What advice do you mean? Oh, right, you mean the thing about it not going over to the edge. Yes. Although I was already doing it like that. Actually, thing is, I think that in like 2013 or 12 or something like that, when I was using Trainz, I had already figured that out. And I was doing it like that, but then I forgot to do it. And then when you reminded me on one of those streams, I kind of remembered that it's easier to do it that way. Which, yeah, so yes, I am going after your advice. Yes. Oh, how vigorously exciting. Yes. Ah, lol. Yeah. I know, we only got 40 seconds left. Right. Shadows, you probably forgot it when you took the Trainz break you mentioned once. Yeah, probably. Because like, I think like 2014, 15, maybe even into 16, I'm not sure. I did take a very long break from Trainz. I mean, to the point where even moving around the 3D cursor felt weird when I started playing again. So quite a long break. But I'm back. Shadows, 40 seconds? For me, that's half an eternity. Well, you know that the first second of eternity is how long it takes for a mountain of diamond to be chipped away by a bird who sharpens its beak on it every 100 years. If you get that reference, then congratulations. I'll quickly save because I don't want that to be gone. That wouldn't be a good ending to the stream, like, oh, it crashed. All of the work that I've done on this route, except for placing a bit of grass in the beginning, is now gone. Well, that's the end of the stream. Yeah, I do know that. Great. Clap, clap on that reference. Thank you. It is 11 now. I know. I just want to smooth out a few of these bumps, and then I'll end the stream. Right. Oh, and by the way, those hills on the Ansley Iron Railway, on the main line that I showed you, that took me so long to make, because it's such a wide valley, and it has to go up so far, and the train's brushes are so small, it just took me ages to make. It got to the point where I just had to say to myself, like, okay, when you put textures on it, and trees and fields and hedges, it's going to be okay. The bumps aren't going to be that visible. And I just had to stop and move on to the next step, which I think I posted about on Discord as well. Anyway, I think that's probably good enough. Now just the thumbnail. Again, I think probably something like this is a good thumbnail. Because you can see the thing I made in the foreground, and or maybe something like this. I think the other one was better. Anyway, maybe just look at it from this side as well. Maybe. I'm just gonna kind of get various angles so I can pick the best one later. Oh, this one's a good one. Anyway, maybe I'll choose this one. I'll just save again. Hopefully it doesn't crash. It didn't crash. Great. Hey, not a single crash of Trainz this stream. Hopefully that luck stays with us when we do the multiplayer, which I'm actually really looking forward to now. Right, so I'll upload the CDP. Thanks again so much for having a look at it, Slovak. And yes, on Saturday we'll announce the multiplayer. And yes, I'll just quickly read the chat, then I'll do shoutouts, and then I'll announce that the stream will be archived, and then the stream will be over. So, reading chat. Try this, and put the crash error in the thumbnail. Crash error? What crash error? I'd love a smooth tool in Trainz with a red water drop on the little icon. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the icon to me wouldn't matter at all. I mean, it could be to me, if there was a proper smooth tool, it could have whatever icon they wanted. As long as it didn't get my Twitch streams and or YouTube videos of the editor banned by showing that icon. I'm not sure if there is such a thing. There might be. Maybe certain flags aren't allowed. I don't know. Bye all. Yes, see ya. It's been nice. And after the stream's over, the stream will be archived. Shut eyes. Ew. Wouldn't like to see that icon. Yeah, I mean, but for me, as personal use, I really wouldn't care what the icon was. Yeah, I mean, just for personal use, yeah, I really wouldn't care, to be honest. Right, so, shoutouts, yes. So, Kango Fango, he does OMSI 2 live streams with some Trainz route building as well. And, yeah, he streams on Sundays. Actually, really interesting. He's making some good progress there. And Slovak Eagle, he's part of the Central Europe development team, which is a huge Trainz map. And he also occasionally streams. He did stream quite a lot, not so much now, but I think he wants to stream some more soon. So have a look at that and at Central Europe. So, yes. Thank you very much for watching. This stream will be archived. There we go. There we go. And, yes. Thank you very much for joining. And I hope to see you next time. So, bye. Thanks for the shout out. Thank you. Thanks for the stream. See you next stream. Thank you. Yes.